Thank you very much, Deputy Presiding Officer. I would just want to begin by concurring with other members about the significance of this legislation. And whilst Robert Brown made very significant points about the breadth of this legislation, I would want to focus on the issue of rape, because this is another step in our efforts, and there have been many across the time of this Parliament, on the appalling levels of conviction for reported rape. And it is distressing that we are indeed the lowest in Europe. Research from Rape Crisis Scotland has established beyond any doubt that complainants found the trial process traumatic, degrading and humiliating. I would never recommend any other women go through that process. And I do believe there is a will from all quarters in this Parliament to tackle these and other such factors that do contribute to such a low conviction rate, as Nigel Dawn referred to. So this legislation is a key step and very welcome, broadening the definition of rape and setting out for the first time how consent is defined. And I would want to pay tribute to the Minister and, and this team about how they've conducted it. And of course, I think to the Justice Committee, who I do think have served this Parliament very well. However, it's important, I don't think, we get too complacent and congratulate ourselves that this is somehow enough. Despite the changes that were introduced earlier relating to sexual history and character, 7 out of 10 women giving evidence are virtually guaranteed to be asked about their sexual history and character. Increasingly, complainants are having their medical records sought by the defence, where, for example, experience of depression is frequently considered as relevant to the trial, which is obviously concerning and influential if a woman wants to take a case. Presiding Officer, rape is a vile and violent crime, largely affecting women, but we know that all are revolted by such a grievous assault and its consequences. To report rape demands courage and fortitude. Women and men throughout Scotland, of which I am in no doubt, understand that and want a judicial system that is sensitive and effective, that delivers truth and justice. That is why, and I have to say this has to be heard in this chamber, that is why the absence of the First Minister is such a glaring omission of leadership. It is a breach that has to be heard. This is a breach of the normal approach we take to such matters in this Parliament, where we have reached across party divides to ensure there is leadership and delivery on such important matters. So, Presiding Officer, this is an important milestone, this legislation, but it doesn't stop here, and I would ask the Minister to take on board key issues which we need to pursue in the future, relating to sexual history and its use in court, the use of medical records and the growing campaign there is around the need for independent legal representation for rape victims within the trial process. We need to ensure that the victims of rape and the crime of rape will be investigated and prosecuted, and that victims will get the proper support they need, as indeed these provisions today assist us in that process, but it is the beginning and not the end. Thank you.